A wide view of the forest clearing, showcasing the dense greenery, tall grass, and scattered bushes. The deep mud pit is visible at the center, with sunlight filtering through the leaves, creating dappled shadows. Aunt Ella, a small elephant calf, struggles in the dark, thick mud at the center of the pit. Her gray skin is smeared with mud, and her oversized ears flop as she rides. Ella's large, expressive brown eyes, smeared with mud, filled with fear as she looks around while attempting to free herself. A view of Aunt Ella's legs sinking deeper into the thick mud. Her small, muddy feet struggle to find a grip. The silhouettes of adult elephants are visible in the background, partially obscured by the trees. Their massive forms exude a sense of helplessness as they trumpet softly. One adult elephant, standing slightly apart from the others, gazes intently toward Aunt Ella, with its trunk raised slightly, as if in distress. Ella's mud-covered trunk reaching out desperately, trembling as she struggles. The forest floor near the mud pit, covered with vibrant green grass and dappled sunlight, creating a stark contrast with the dark mud. First-person POV from Aunt Ella's perspective, looking up at the towering adult elephants in the background, their silhouettes partially obscured by trees. Ella, her body partially submerged in the thick mud. Her small frame quivers as she struggles to maintain her position. The adult elephants in the background, their trunks swaying gently as they trumpet softly, creating a somber atmosphere. The trees and foliage partially obscure their forms. Ella's eyes again, now filled with tears, reflecting her fear and helplessness. The mud pit seen from above, with Aunt Ella's small, struggling form at the center, surrounded by thick, dark mud and tall grass at the edges. Two adult elephants standing close together, their trunks gently touching, as if comforting each other. Their gazes are fixed on Aunt Ella. Two adult elephants standing close together, their trunks gently touching, as if comforting each other. Their gazes are fixed on Aunt Ella, a wide view of the dense forest clearing with sunlight filtering through the trees. The mud pit is the focal point, with ropes and equipment scattered around, and the rescuers beginning to set up. Ella is seen in the deep mud pit, her small body covered in muddy patches. Her large, expressive brown eyes look distressed, and her oversized ears flop slightly. The wildlife rescuers, wearing helmets and gloves, are seen unpacking ropes and pulleys from their gear bags next to the mud pit. One rescuer crouches at the edge of the mud pit, carefully tying a strong rope around Aunt Ella's front legs, ensuring not to hurt her. The rescuer's hands firmly but gently fastening the rope around Aunt Ella's muddy leg, showing the care and precision involved. The ropes and pulley system is shown in detail, taut with tension as it begins to lift Aunt Ella out of the mud. Ella is slowly being lifted out of the mud pit, her small body shaking slightly as the rescuers carefully operate the ropes. Ella's face as she is lifted higher, her large brown eyes reflecting determination and hope. The rescuers, working together, are seen pulling on the ropes with synchronized effort, their faces showing focus and determination. Ella is finally lifted fully out of the mud pit and gently placed on solid ground. Mud drips from her small body as she tries to stand. Ella's small feet as she takes her first shaky steps on the solid ground, leaving muddy imprints. The herd of adult elephants is seen in the background, their large forms waiting anxiously under the trees. Ella runs toward the herd, her small body still covered in mud but moving with newfound energy. The adult elephants trumpet joyfully, their trunks extended as they embrace Aunt Ella in a warm reunion. An adult elephant's trunk gently touching Aunt Ella's small, muddy body, a gesture of affection and relief. The herd is seen walking off together into the dense forest, their large forms disappearing into the greenery. The mud pit remains in the foreground, now empty. The sunlight filters